woman in Wisconsin is trying to convince authorities that she thought she was having a dream when she stabbed her ex-boyfriend 19 times. Morgan Lund pleaded not guilty this week by reason of mental disease or defect. When police showed up to her home in February, they found the victim bleeding and the suspect putting pressure on some of his wounds. She told them that she thought she saw a dark figure on top of her ex when she walked into the living room with their baby in the early morning hours. Lund allegedly grabbed a pair of scissors and started trying to kill the figure, but really, she was stabbing her sleeping ex-boyfriend. She told police she didn't know what was happening and may have been dreaming. Miraculously, the victim survived, and he told police that Lund has been violent with him in the past, but said that she had never threatened to kill him. Lund is being held on $250,000 bond, and a psychiatric evaluation has been ordered. Now, Terry, this isn't the first murder case where someone claimed to be asleep, and this type of circumstance ever end in a type of acquittal?
Well, believe it or not, Jesse, it has ended in an acquittal. The whole point is whether or not there was that requisite intent. Was there the mens rea? And if you can show that the individual really was sleeping, was not technically conscious, then you do get an acquittal. In North Carolina in 2015, a man was acquitted of killing his own 4-year-old son and attempting to kill 2 older sons. And so he was able to show he had no idea what he was doing. And there was a case, Brian, you'll like this, in Ontario, Canada, where a man was acquitted also of driving actually 15 miles to his mother-in-law's and beating her with an iron rod and ultimately stabbing her and killing her. And the jury came back in a very short amount of time in both of those cases and said that the requisite intent was not there and acquitted both of those individuals. So it has happened. It's not frequent, but if you can show that you didn't have the intent and the knowledge to commit that crime, you can get acquitted.
Driving while sleeping. Let me just ask you, Brian, is this an insanity defense or is this some other kind of defense?
Well, first, Terry, I definitely heard that story, but it wasn't 16 miles. I think it was 25 kilometers. But Jesse, to answer your question, I think it's a bit of both, because if the person is claiming they are awake and they see this dark figure, that could be a mental disease or defect or insanity defense, because you are cognizant of what's going on, but you don't have the ability to appreciate the difference of right and wrong. But the intent aspect that Terry is getting to is about automatism. Now, this could happen to diabetics in hypoglycemic states, or even if you're sleepwalking, where the physical aspect of what's going on is there, but to kind of quote, there's no one behind the wheel, so to speak. So it depends on how you want to argue it.
It's an interesting defense. Not sure it'll ultimately work. Brian, Terry, thank you both so much. Everyone out there, thank you for joining us here on Law and Crime Daily. We will see you next time as we discuss justice in America.